25th, I think. It's 8:30 right now, and I'm starting off my day with my appointments. Every month I set aside a day where a morning or whatever, a chunk of time to deal with my issues with Crohn's disease. Actually, it hasn't really been an issue in the past while now, which is great. Maybe I could explain a little bit more about my Crohn's disease. It's actually kind of a long story. I'll give you the summarized version, and maybe next time I can actually sit, because when I was getting diagnosed, it took over a year. Did it? Yeah, it definitely took over a year. It took a year and a half before I was diagnosed, and that was probably one of the worst years of my life other than this past year. I started getting symptoms in the summer of 2019, and then things like very quickly went downhill that summer, and I thought I had food poisoning, so I left it. I was running to the bathroom, and then I was like, you know what, it'll be fine after a few days. And then concerns started coming in when I started to see blood. I was like, wait, this isn't normal, and nothing's really helping me. Even if I did have a stomach bug, nothing's working for this. It keeps on coming back. So I got tested for a whole bunch of gut things, and then I was just my symptoms were insane. They got really insane. The number one thing was just urgency. I just could not. And at the time I was working for a festival, and yeah, bless my supervisors and my everyone who I worked with, because I thought I was gonna get fired for sure. Genuinely did not have any energy. I remember thinking back at the time, every other time that I felt low energy does not compare to this. In my gut, I felt that there was something wrong with me, and it was more than whatever. So I'd go to another doctor. He did all the tests. Nothing came back for all those bacterial things. And then things kind of mellowed out, and then they got worse again. And then I saw my family doctor, and he's like, hey, let's do this one test, and it's specifically for detecting IBD, which is inflammatory bowel disease, which Crohn's is under. It's either Crohn's or colitis if you have IBD. And my markers were not normal, and so he recommended me to thankfully, but not thankfully, because this was the wrong doctor, I went to specialist. This was during the beginning of COVID too, so it was so hectic. So I had to get my colonoscopy done. I did it, and the doctor had said there's nothing wrong. But what was so frustrating about it was, between that time, because we have such a long wait time in Canada, they had me on steroids to kind of hold me over. So in that time, my gut kind of healed, which is why they didn't see anything in the colonoscopy by the time I was doing it. And so apparently everything looked normal. And then so I went back home, honestly a little bit depressed, because I didn't know what to do. I was in so much pain. I'd lost so much weight at this point. My hair was falling out. I was getting colds. They weren't even colds, mouth ulcers. They're not the same as cold sores. They were just different and smaller. And so I was like, something's not adding up. So I realized, just listening back to myself, I never clearly stated all of my symptoms, so I might just do that now, because it might help some of you. Back when I was experiencing all these things, I was in denial, so I was trying to search up so many different people's experiences on different forums. It started with the runs, and it was really bad with the urgency, and I was going to the bathroom, I'd say about 20 times a day, and it was really bad when it was really bad. And then something weird would happen where that would go on for 2 weeks, and then the next 2 weeks I would have the opposite where I wouldn't be able to go to the bathroom, and there would be days where I didn't go to the bathroom. So that was another thing. And then came the blood and the mucus, and then with that came gut pain. But this happened a little bit later. It felt like I was getting punched. It was pretty painful. And then once those things started happening regularly came the weight loss, and I lost around 20 pounds. It was a lot. I felt like I was bones at this point. And then because I wasn't getting enough nutrients, my hair just started falling out. I lost so much hair during this time, and I had like a few spots underneath where it was really thinning out. And then a lot of the times when I would get really, really tired, I would get fevers. I remember having fevers a lot. I was getting chills and the sweats all the time. And then the last thing was the mouth ulcers, which I'd mentioned. Yes, I need this figured out. And I felt like I was gaslit the whole year. It was not a good year. I really had to fight for my health. And then this doctor, she would give me other medications. She's actually my doctor now. I have no issues with her, but like, it was the most frustrating time of my life. And then, yeah, towards the end of that year when things got really, really bad, she was like, okay, you know what? Let's do another colonoscopy because I want to see things with my own eyes. And I was like, thank God, because I couldn't do it. I think I had scaled back on work at this point, and then so I had my colonoscopy with her, and then I remember that day pretty clearly. And after coming out of the procedure, she was like, oh yeah, it's Crohn's disease. And I was like, honestly, there we go. Finally, at some point you kind of just need an answer. To be told that you're okay when you know you're not okay is the worst type of gaslighting I've ever had to deal with. I was in denial, and then right away from there I was put on treatment, which is what I still get treated with up until today. I just go in for an infusion, and it kind of lasts an hour. If any of you have Crohn's disease and are on entyvio, that's what I'm on as well. It was good from the start, but then there's a time when soon after I got diagnosed, I think a few months after, I had another flare-up because I got an MRI, and I think the stuff that they made me drink triggered everything again, so my body shut down again. At this point, I had quit my festival job. I just couldn't handle it. And all I was doing, I was shooting kind of here and there, but at that point I was just beginning my photography career. And so I was thinking to myself, if there's only one thing I can do in this lifetime, it would be photography. So I put all my energy that I had left in my body and in my soul to do that. And so yeah, long story short, I was diagnosed with Crohn's. It's been 5 years with it that I know of for sure, but 4 diagnosed. And then treatment has been working, thankfully. I have bouts of IBS, which isn't great, but I think I know how to manage things now, and I just give myself extra time all the time. So yeah, that's my story. If anyone's struggling or think they have Crohn's disease, I'm there with you in spirit. Any health issue, you really don't realize how much everything gets affected until it happens. So don't take your healthy bodies for granted. And also, you never know what someone's going through, so just be mindful. I may have not looked as sick to people around me unless you really knew me and saw me every day, but I was bones. I was bones and kind of soulless. So yeah, anyways, we'll see how today goes, and then I'll check back in. Good morning.
whenever you'd like, okay?
Okay, great. Thank you. Ooh, it is so cold today. Oh, my hair is looking fuller. I don't know if it's because I've been oiling my hair. Maybe this is the results. Okay, that's nice. I finished my infusion. I thought I was gonna have less time in between, but I actually have so much more time. I have like 45 minutes, so I'm thinking I'm just gonna go close by to a food court, work there for 30 minutes, then come back here, actually, because I don't know if I mentioned, I'm getting an ultrasound today for my gut, just to make sure things are normal, which I think they are, and then back to go shoot. Yeah, that was an easy appointment. My regular nurses haven't been there for a while. The one that I vibe with, she's like my older sister, basically. I haven't seen her in so long, but I think it's because I'm going so early. So maybe next time I'll switch my appointment to a later time. Here we go to my second and last appointment of the day. I really need to go pee, so I'm gonna rush over there, make sure I get early. I got all my emails out of the way, which is nice. It's 10:40 right now. My appointment is at 11, so I don't think this appointment's gonna take very long. I don't know if my doctor's gonna talk me through other things, but things are going normally, so I don't really want to change my treatment or anything like that. So we'll just see. See you in about an hour. Was actually a very extremely good appointment. My disease is not active, which is so good. She was so impressed with my colon. I also haven't seen my doctor in like a long time. Last time I saw her in person was when she diagnosed me, and then every other time it's been a phone call or a video call, so that was really nice. She's really nice. She was so impressed. I was like, wow, well, I've been feeling pretty good. So, thankfully, I don't have to deal with wild symptoms for a while, I hope. My entyvio, my infusion schedule is usually every 4 weeks, but she's like, everything's looking so good, we might be able to stretch it out. And so I was like, okay, down, because not like these infusions are that annoying. They're only an hour, but if I could save myself from coming here every month, then I'll be happy. Especially because parking has gone up so much, so I'm like, any time I can save, I will save. And these infusions, yeah, they've literally saved my life. Thank God for medicine, and thank God for everyone, all those smart people out there who are figuring this stuff out for us, because I cannot even express to you like how sick I was feeling 3 years ago. So, see, things are looking up. What did I say? 28 is the year. I don't know. Such good news these past 2 weeks after like my meltdown. So ever since then, nothing weird has been happening. I just feel so good these days. I'm exhausted. I need to catch up on that side of things. I need to like sort myself out in those types of ways. But otherwise, I'm just so content with how things are going right now. So I'm gonna try to pour a lot of positive energy on that side of things. I'm so happy. That was such a good appointment. She was in such a good mood too, which made me feel like I was in a good mood. And it's sunny, so what can I really complain about? Nothing. Also, last night, I shouldn't have stayed awake this late. Friends and I made a YouTube channel 11 years ago, and that channel has been untouched. And they were my 4 best friends at the time. You know, a couple of them still are, but it made me feel so grateful that we had those memories and kept those things for us. Those days that we vlogged, I remember them so clearly. So I hope this is gonna help me continue remembering, because I don't know, it's gonna be nice to look back and think of all the times that I've been happy. So yeah, I'm gonna go back, get my stuff, and then head out again, and then we go through this work cycle one more time. So I'll talk to y'all soon. Yeah. Wait, Albie, you were so good at that.